Today, I'm going over the top 10 things I wish I knew when I first started sewing. There are so many amazingly helpful tools and tips and tricks out there that can make your life way easier when you're just getting started, but it can be really overwhelming knowing which tools you actually need, which tools you don't, which things you actually need to do before sewing, like ironing, you need to iron, and which things you don't. So that's what I'm going to go over today. And as someone who loves to sew, I have made so many mistakes in my time. And even though I think it's super valuable to learn from your mistakes, I also think that some can be avoided if you have the right guidance. So that's what we're going to go over. To get things started, the first thing that I wish I knew is that you have to pull your threads back when you start sewing. And here's what I mean by this. See how my left hand is pulling back the needle and the bobbin thread when I first start sewing? If you don't do this, sometimes the motion of your sewing machine can cause your needle to come unthreaded. So you might think you're sewing, but you actually didn't sew anything at all. And some of the things that I think are actually worth investing in when you first start sewing are clips, pins, and a glue stick. These little plastic clips are actually one of my favorite tools, especially as a beginner sewer. They're super affordable. I got this jar for under $10, and they make it so easy to line up pieces of fabric that you're trying to sew together and you don't end up poking yourself like you do with pins. That said, pins are a classic sewing tool for a reason, and they're definitely worth having in your sewing kit. I like these ones with the flowers on top because they lay flat when you pin things together. And if you need something to be pinned more precisely, it's best to use these. I also really love using a classic school glue stick when I need something to be held in place. You can get these at the dollar store, and I especially like to use the purple one because you can see where your glue is going, but then it dries clear and it washes right out. And last but not least, I really love these curved sewing safety pins because they are super helpful for pinning multiple layers of fabric together. I like to make a lot of quilts, so I love using this pin basting method for all of them. It is so helpful and it's so easy. Another thing that I really wish I knew is that it's important to change your needle between projects or after about 8 hours of sewing. Before changing my needle, I always put a piece of paper down so that the needle doesn't accidentally fall into my machine when I'm changing it. That has happened to me and it was a nightmare. And I feel like not enough people talk about how important it is to use the right needle for whatever you're working on. Needles are not one size fits all. Every fabric has a needle that works best with it. So no matter what you're working on, be sure to do some research in advance and make sure you're using the right one. And I cannot stress to you the importance of reading your sewing machine manual. If you've already thrown it out, no problem. You can usually find them online, but seriously, so many questions will be answered if you just read this. And depending on how new your machine is, some of them don't even come with printed manuals anymore. This is the only paper that mine came with, and it had the link to go find my actual manual online. There is so much incredibly valuable information on here, especially for beginners, so I highly recommend browsing it thoroughly. The first time I ever popped open my sewing machine, I was so horrified at all the fluff and gunk that was in there. I can't believe it took me so long to figure out that I needed to clean it. I probably would have learned this if I read the manual, but that's okay. Plus, your sewing machine even comes with a special brush to use to clean it out. So definitely do this regularly, usually between projects if you can. I know it might seem intimidating to open up your sewing machine, but you're really meant to do this, and all you have to do is unscrew that little plate right on top. And one of the biggest things I've learned about sewing is that ironing is your friend. Ironing is so important. And I like to get in there with my fingers and just do a quick finger press before I go over it with the iron. And as you can see from my ironed piece of fabric on the right and my unironed piece of fabric on the left, the one on the right just lays way flatter, it's way crisper, and it'll be way easier to piece together with other fabric down the line. The last thing you want on any sewing project are these big bulging seams that make everything look bad. And as you start to work on more complicated projects like this one, which has so many pieces of fabric sewn together, having crisp seams like this where everything's laying flat will help to make your work way more precise. And it's a really good habit to get into right from the beginning of your sewing journey. If I could go back in time and tell myself to measure twice and cut once, I would save myself so many tears. Which is why it's so important to invest in a quality cutting mat, a sturdy sewing ruler, and a rotary cutter. When it comes to sewing, getting your measurements wrong, even by the smallest fraction of an inch, can really mess up your work. I always measure twice, sometimes even 3 or 4 times, because fabric is expensive and you'd hate to waste it. My most important safety tip is to always turn off your sewing machine before you start fiddling with it, especially when you're threading the needle or just touching it, because the last thing you want to do is stab yourself. When in doubt, if your sewing machine is just not really working correctly or acting kind of funky, change your bobbin. 9 times out of 10, it's the bobbin. These are called bird's nest stitches, and they happen a lot to beginners, usually as a result of the tension between the thread and the needle and the bobbin not being quite right. So if you're running into this issue or any issue where your stitches just aren't looking right, try changing out that bobbin for a different one. In my experience, it solves the problem almost all of the time. And last but not least, my little bonus tip is that it's okay to make mistakes. Practice is the only way you'll learn and the only way you'll get better. So even if you wind up sewing the ugliest thing in the world or something totally doesn't turn out how you thought it would, you're still learning and there's still value in that.